All right, let's talk about JuJu's Farewell Pittsburgh pop-up, Chiefs mandatory minicamp starting tomorrow, PFF saying the Chiefs running backs basically suck, then let's look at why that doesn't even matter at the end of the day, and much more. But first, how about those?
Sunday afternoon, and I'm getting ready to put some work on this grill, but I need to let you know one thing. How about those? How about those Chiefs?
Hey man, thanks for that video, but next time you're grilling like that, you're gonna have to throw me an invite. What's up, guys? My name is Cole, aka Old Red, the bearded dragon spewing that cold brew, and I do daily news about the Chiefs and the NFL overall, so I'm gonna need you to sub if you're new, hit that like button if you enjoy this photo of Patrick Mahomes' latest child attempting to throw the football, and let's get into this news, starting with some player news via their social media accounts. Tight end Mark Vital could be seen making tea before hitting the golf course a bit later. Colin Saunders posts the real definition of fallen, which I would hope he is not doing because he's on an airplane. You could see Joshua Kando and George Karlaftis hanging out with this other random guy who is pointing at the floor. And I want to reveal to you all what he's actually pointing at. It's 4 other Chiefs players who were there in attendance, but are so short now, you cannot see them. And I'm sure you're not following me here, so I'm just gonna show you. Boom, there you go. Short Travis Kelce just out here celebrating after a nice touchdown score. Here's one of Willie Gay Jr. about to violently stomp the ground as if a vacuum was under his foot. And here's one of McCole Hardman about to get stomped on. Then you have one of Patrick Mahomes diving for the end zone. By the looks of this angle though, I'm honestly not sure he's gonna make it to the pylon, and this was the best photo of the bunch to me personally. I also must confess that I did ask for one of CEH that was small like this and was told CEH did not make the height requirement for an edit like this, so I do apologize for that one. Anyway, the company who did all these edits is called Small Athletes. Go figure, what a name. But they also have done this for other teams as well, including some of our favorite teams to ever walk this earth, teams like the Broncos and the Raiders. Woo! But seriously, this is great ammunition for me because now, whenever I refer to Derek Carr as Mahomes' son, I'm going to use this photo pretty much every freaking time. And then, I know I said I wasn't going to talk much about Tyreek anymore, but the rest of this video is about Tyreek. I'm just kidding. I want to show you this one little video from him at a camp in Joplin, Missouri, getting absolutely mossed by a 15-year-old. And I love the end of this video as the kids rush Tyreek because Tyreek knew he got outplayed by a 15-year-old kid and simply did not know how to react. You gotta love to see it, and speaking of things you love to see, JuJu had a farewell pop-up yesterday in Pittsburgh for a good 5 hours or so where you could basically get in line, pay $20 to look at boxes of Pizza Hut pizza, take a photo with JuJu as well as get his autograph. You could also meet his dog, can't forget about Bougie here, and all the proceeds from this event were donated to a few different nonprofits in the area. Well, people certainly showed out for this event, hundreds by the looks at it, if not more, and it looked like a great time and a lot of money made for these nonprofits. And then look at these custom made shoes with Bougie, his dog, on it. You gotta love it. It's awesome to see how many people in the area showed out to show some care for JuJu, and hopefully we bring that same energy for him here in Kansas City. And just so you all are aware, if you're not already, the Chiefs mandatory minicamp starts up tomorrow, June 14th, and goes until Thursday, June 16th. This is very similar to practices so far during phase 3 of OTAs. No pads or real contact allowed, but since the name of the minicamp is mandatory minicamp, that means all players are supposed to be there, or I think they'll get fined, like Marshawn Lynch not speaking to the media.
Hey, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
So you'll see players out there that we haven't yet seen, like Frank Clark, Chris Jones, among a few others, I believe. And I'll tell you who we will not see out there. That is Orlando Brown Jr., since he's still not under contract and currently working through his deal with the Chiefs and his cute little agent at the moment. And it's worth noting that I think the media is allowed to be there all 3 days of this minicamp. So in theory, we should be getting a lot more content than we have so far at OTAs, and trust me, since I'm a content junkie, I need it all. Please and thank you. All right, from here, we need to look at something PFF recently released where they ranked running backs of every team in the NFL, and well, The Chiefs running backs are not ranked that well, let's just say that. Tier 1 of this group was called Elite Backfield. Very good starter and good depth, and those top 3 teams were the Cleveland Browns, Indianapolis Colts, and Green Bay Packers. And I won't lie here, I'm jealous of these 3 teams. Just imagine having a running back room that was feared tremendously around the league once again. Y'all remember those days? It was nice, but who am I kidding? We never won when it mattered back then, so at the end of the day, as long as we get the dub, the W, the win, I'm down for the cause. I mean, even if we had those great running backs from any of these teams, we'd still need a coach that is willing to actually run the ball, or a QB that will actually hand the ball off on RPOs, but what do I know? Anyway, if we scroll down to the end of this list, yes, to the bottom of the barrel, the tier that's titled Potential Weakness, Starter and Depth both have questions. Well, the Chiefs could be found all the way down at number 30 overall, and they say this: the Chiefs were another team that struggled to capitalize on favorable rushing situations, which was light boxes, and quality run blocking. Yeah, we have one of the best offensive lines in the entire NFL, and teams would basically put as many people in the secondary as possible to prevent us from throwing, and we still would not run the ball. Anyway, they go on to say CEH has earned a first down or touchdown on just 20% of his rushing attempts since he was drafted in 2020. Yow, that hurts. Ranking 28th among 32 running backs with at least 250 carries. His impact as a receiver, 426 total receiving yards in 2 years, hasn't been what was anticipated coming out of LSU either. Well, you can say that again, PFF. And if we look at the Ronald Jones edition, this is what they have to say. The Ronald Jones edition gives the Chiefs another option to turn to on the ground, but Jones saw his role diminish in Tampa Bay due largely to his receiving ability and putting the ball on the ground. They then show these rushing and pass catching grades from 2021 for CEH and Ronald Jones, and neither are that great, especially if you look at Ronald Jones in the passing area. That's not good, but I'm honestly not smart enough to understand this fancy little formula, so you guys can take this for what it's worth. But basically, PFF uses this cute little formula to say the Chiefs running backs suck, and even if they didn't, the coaches won't run the ball anyway. So I do hope between CEH, Rojo, Pacheco, and Gore, we prove them a bit wrong here, and I've said this before and will say it again. This is a make or break year for CEH, who now has a full offseason to properly train. He didn't have offseason gallbladder surgery like last year and is fully healthy. So we need this man to show up and show out this season, please God. And since we just looked at something that was borderline depressing, let's switch gears to something a little more refreshing, because while we do struggle greatly in the run game and need some definite help in that area, there are some huge bright spots on this team. Jared Dubin of CBS Sports recently dropped an article ranking the NFL's top 10 duos in the entire league, and in this list, coaches can be included. So let's take a quick glance at some of these notable duos real quick. Number 9 is Chargers' Justin Sherbert and Austin Heckler. Number 8 is Buccaneers' Tom Shady and Mike Evans. Number 3 is Packers' Aaron Rodgers and head coach Matt LaFleur. Number 2 is Rams' Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. Sorry, Matt Stafford, you matter not, I guess. And then number 1 on this list, at the tippity top, the very opposite of the Chiefs running backs, is the Chiefs QB and coach duo, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. And here's what they have to say. In 4 seasons together, Reid and Mahomes have gone to and hosted the AFC title game 4 times, winning 2 of them along with 1 Super Bowl. They have finished those 4 seasons ranked 1st, 6th, 1st, and 3rd in yards, 1st, 5th, 6th, and 4th in points, 1st, 3rd, 2nd, and 3rd in DVOA, which stands for Defense Adjusted Value Over Average, and basically breaks down the entire season play by play, comparing success on each play to the league average based on factors that I do not care to explain right now. And then they were ranked 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 2nd in EPA per play. He then says Mahomes is arguably the most talented quarterback to enter the league, and you can go ahead and scratch out the word arguably. Jared Dubin of CBS Sports is paid by CBS, which is a media conglomerate, so he will get fired if he's too honest, but I am my own boss, so you get the real word on the streets from me. Mahomes is the most talented QB to enter the league. Coach Reid is one of the best coaches of his or any generation, and they have created one of the most consistently explosive and efficient offenses in recent memory. So there you go. This Chiefs duo is better than any other. And if we were to do a trio ranking, just throw in Travis Kelce and the Chiefs stay on top of this list with obvious ease. And that is why our running back room doesn't have to be legendary, though I wish it were, because we have Mahomes carrying this team harder than he carried Josh Allen in that little golf match against the geriatrics, at times at least. And then Coach Reid is there to dial up the plays and keep fanning the offensive flames. What do you guys make of all this? Do you agree with PFF's seemingly harsh grade of our running back room? Or does it really even matter considering the success the Chiefs have had in spite of a lackluster running game with Patrick Mahomes at the helm and Coach Reid calling the shots? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's fight about it like children at recess. From here, let's take a look at some of my favorite comments from yesterday, starting with this little ding-dong SoCal Slime, who says, "Stop the chop." And to that I say, you literally liked your own comment, and if you want to tell a team to stop doing something, why don't you tell your little Chargers team to stop losing when it matters? Anyway, away with you. CF Harper 78 sent over a $10 super thanks saying, "This is so ironic that I hate sports talking heads giving their subjective word vomits on camera about those Chiefs, but I've been watching every one of your vids now for 4 weeks. The reason I like your content is humor plus insights plus brevity equals daily consumption. You keep rolling the way you are, and I'll keep watching you, red bearded stepchild." Well, hey, first off, I'm glad I could be of service, and I actually was a redheaded stepchild growing up, though thankfully my stepmom was pretty nice to me, not gonna lie, and for that I am very grateful. Crash loves the team social media segment that I do, so I will definitely do those as much as I am able. It's a fun and unique way to stay on the up and up with what players have been up to off the field, which I personally do enjoy. Bobby Hunsaker is thankful for the reminder that Derek Carr is in fact Patrick's son. Fitznut says, Fitznads, diehard Chiefs fan from Massachusetts here, just stumbled upon your content. That Tom Brady line, bruh, I lost it. You got my support. Well, thanks so much for the support, man, and I'm glad you found that little line funny. Weldon's World says this is the best Chiefs content outside of the Chiefs channel itself, which is honestly the ultimate compliment. So, woo, thank you, bro. Demon Time says, "Cole, you should try to stream the Chiefs games when the season starts. I seen the channel we will not speak of on this channel do it, and it works. And I'm definitely open to trying all kinds of things this upcoming season. This is going to be my first season covering the Chiefs on this channel because I started this channel in January, so I'm going to be trying a lot of things for sure." OT Spears literally screams at me at the top of his lungs, "Where did the narrative Bolton had poor pass coverage come from?" Well, man, Bolton himself said in a recent presser that it's a weakness of his and he's wanting to improve upon it. So why don't you go yell at him? And regarding Josh Gordon yesterday, I saw many comments in there supporting the man, hoping for a comeback story like Frank's comment that you can see right here. And then Wife Haver 69, what a name, declares that MVS, Gordon, and Hardman will have incredible seasons. I saw some of you who were like me, cautiously optimistic about him. Dakota Brewer says 70% of 2013 Josh Gordon would still be a 1,000-yard season. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Well, yeah, me too, if we're going to be honest. And then there were others who were not buying the hype, like this guy, Steven Quinones. I don't know how to say his name, but he says this: "Everybody looks good in OTAs. Nobody is being hit with pads on. Quit jumping the gun on these players." Well, Steve, if jumping the gun is me saying if Josh Gordon keeps showing out like this to the coaches, he will probably make the roster and see some playing time as wide receiver 5 or wide receiver 6, then I don't know what to freaking tell you, bud, because that's not really jumping the gun. Jazzy Jeff says, "Your boy Hardman is trash. He couldn't catch the clap at a brothel." Whew, the numbers don't lie. Josh Gordon has quite a resume. Well, Jazzy, if you compare Hardman's numbers since he was in the league, which was like, what, 2018, 2019, to Josh Gordon's numbers, there's a stark difference here, and that is with McCole being behind Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, so I definitely wouldn't call him trash, but he is no DK Metcalf. Either way, this is a make or break season 100% for Hardman, and you're just going to need to relax a little bit, man. You seem a little bit uptight, and it's stressing me out. Rich Danielson says, "Hey, Cole, thy bearded beast, of all things that pertain to the kingdom Darus, sheesh, our channel is getting better every day. How you interact with your subs is very unique. Nobody else is doing it like you. Props, my man, but we got to kick it in gear if we're going to get to 50,000 subs by preseason. Share, like, and sub. Ring the bell. Come on, baby. You're going to do it." Well, thanks for the kind words, man, and for plugging me in this channel and various Chiefs Facebook groups. You little legend. 50,000 subs by preseason would be insane. It would honestly still be insane to have 50,000 by the end of the season. But hey, let's freaking go, man. I am here for it. The last thing that I need to make clear before I leave this video is I'm not that much of a Sonic fan. I don't really go there often. If I'm gonna get a burger, I'll go to somewhere like Culver's or support somewhere local like 3rd Street Social or Unk's Burgers, someplace like that, or just grill it at home. I just wanted to make it clear that even though I'm not the biggest Whataburger fan, I'm also not that much of a Sonic fan. So you can clear any doubts about that from your mind and still consider me a trustworthy source. Make sure to leave a comment below to potentially be featured in an upcoming video. Sub for more daily news like this, and check out this video here, which is the latest video from Locked On Chiefs, in which they talk about the 5 must-see developments at the upcoming mandatory minicamp. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?